And we're starting with this deck today, which is a Colorless Eldrazi Tron variant that is built around Yggdrasil Rebirth engine. 3-mana artifact, enters the battlefield, exile all creature cards from your graveyard, and you can tap to exile the top 3 cards of your library. You can spend 4 mana and tap it and put 1 card exile with this card into play under your control with haste, and you don't have to sacrifice it. So what's very cool about this card is you can power it out turn 2 with Ugin's Labyrinth, activate it on turn 3, and throw a hasty Ulamog, the Defiler, if you're really lucky, and if you're less lucky, you'll be, probably hitting something pretty quickly with the exile modes. You have Breakers of Creation, which are very good to hit off Yggdrasil, Annihilator 2, Hexproof from each color, so that your opponent's not going to be able to remove it very well. Hitting a Thought-Knot Seer is good. Hitting a Devourer of Destiny is not that good, but a 6/6 is a 6/6. And Ulamog can go like really, really crazy, really, really fast in this deck. And then kind of outside of that, this is a deck that is just, it's just Eldrazi Tron too. And it was kind of cool about this card too when you compare this to Sneak Attack is not only does the creature not get sacrificed in a turn, but it comes down a turn sooner, although the activation cost is a lot more. But you also don't need a card in your hand. Like this can just dig for stuff also. Maybe being in your hand is obviously nice. I wish you could do both, but I'm pretty excited about this one. And where else was I going with that? I think it's kind of interesting being, a colorless build of this that's like not built around Emrakul, the Madness Emrakul so much. Obviously that card is very good too, but I think this is kind of just a cool place to start. I'm not sure how I feel about this hand. This in the back, it's pretty borderline though. Mine Tower Power Plant, I guess I'm clicking the keep button. So I don't know. I would not play Master of Cruelties. I would. I feel pretty strongly that if you're gonna play a deck like this, you need to have like a plan. You need to have a plan for decks that are not just weak to a pile of removal spells, and I'm not sure what that is gonna look like for you, but that's what you need. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab another tower here. Decided not to play Tutorable Utility Land. Was not sure if that was gonna end up being correct or not. But I do feel, I think, pretty comfy going Trinisphere this turn, and then I think I'm just gonna play the ring. Game 1, maybe if this was a sideboard game where I'm worried about Fulminator Mage, maybe I'll Thought-Knot Seer here. Alright, well. Trinisphere plus Ring and Tron, good still it seems. So their hate is likely going to be Fulminator Mage. They probably have a Besage in their deck, so let's keep an A Forest because of Besage. I'm going to bring in another Caverns. Maybe we'll cut an Eldrazi Temple because it is kind of the weakest dual land in this deck in a lot of ways. Trinisphere probably not amazing in this matchup or even very good. I think I want some number of All Is Dust. Like 3/3 split. Let's try this. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what direction to go in, but you're just playing way too many removal spells. You should have 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker in this deck. It's just so good with Flage. So good at looting away dead removal spells. I do think Toxic Deluge is pretty good in this format. But I'm not sure exactly how I would build a deck. Obviously, I like having Gemstone Caverns. And it'd be awesome if we had a Kozilek's Command, if we had a Mind Stone, if we had a Ugin's Lab, and that is a lot of cards we can draw into here. So I think I'm gonna keep Eldrazi or Expedition Map would be like okay. Any land would be okay. Kroxa plus Flage is not good. No, Flage is just a better card than Kroxa. There's just not much reason to play both in the same deck. You're not like a late game where you escape both of them and they're in play at the same time is not very realistic because they both just kill your opponent so quickly. You just Flage is so much better than Kroxa. It's just kind of silly, I think, to play a split. Why Forest over Waste? You can get Forest off Besage you. You cannot get Waste off of Besage you. When the heck did Moto get Assassin's Creed cards? Like 43 minutes ago. Well, Thoughtseize Bug is alive and well. We're hoping, I'm not even going to be greedy and ask for a Ugin's Lab. I'll accept any land here. Damn it. Thoughtseize Bug, too powerful. Ooh. Wonder if they just have the combo here. Although they did miss their second land, so we'll see. I cast Yggdrasil Rebirth Engine. Was there no Wizards community announcement today? There was supposed to be a stream actually today. Did that already happen? They're not live now. I don't know if it already happened or not. Still not using the OG account for QPs. I mean, the bunch of new cards came out today. I need to use the content creator account. So I did find an Ulamog. So if I draw a land, I win. Maybe they have a Beseju, but oh, they have an Assassin's Trophy. Bummer. But now I can play the ring. I didn't necessarily have a land anyways, so hard to be too upset. I do think I'm going to play the ring over second Yggdrasil in the spot, and then if I draw another Tron land, I probably want to play that instead of doing anything else. And I'm not sure what we're pitching in this spot. Probably a Breaker of Creation. Yeah, this does get through the ring. I don't know why I had to double check that. But we need to be able to not just be dead if they have War and Soul Trader. Jim Bus with Twitch Prime, thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Okay, it seems that they are very, very unlikely to have War and Soul Trader. Nightmare is an interesting card for them to have. Down to 13. Tap the ring. I don't draw another land. Seems like I should just... Oh, I guess... Mind Stone into all his... Wait, no, I can't do that. I recounted this time. I'm going to take 4 down to 9, and then another point off the servo token. And then 2 more off my ring. Ben with the 8 months, welcome back. With the colorless counter for multicolor spells not to be good to bring in versus the stack. I don't think so. Like, we don't even know that they have Fulminator Mage in their sideboard. Like I would need to see, like, I don't know how many Assassin's Trophies they could possibly have. Looks like they have Break the Ice instead of Fulminator, so yeah, it seems like no. Thank you, Ben, with the 8 months, and again, Jim with the Twitch Prime. Appreciate y'all. So I'm down to 10. This is the new Summoning Sickness animation, which for some reason does I don't have animations on, but they're here. Okay, so they've unearthed the supplier, or sorry, unearthed a War and Soul Trader. Is your last card an Apprentice? Okay, no, it's a Thoughtseize. Probably take my Kozilek's command, right? They took the Yggdrasil. Draw another Kozilek's command. And another mine, so... I'm going to start off by just playing another ring, since I think I want to not die. And there's Tron for next turn. I'm trying to think, do I, like, just, like... I think I just hold up the command. I was thinking about exiling the Gravecrawlers before anything else happened, but I think just holding up the command probably will end up being okay. So they drew a Gravecrawler, or they have that one of their 2 cards is Gravecrawler. Just gonna exile my ring, I presume. Scry X spawns. Do you know what cards are legal to modern from the new Assassin's Creed video? Not only do I know, I did a YouTube video talking about all the cards that I think... Oh, right, I can't Kozilek's command myself. Duh. I guess I'll just untap. Instead of exiling the Grave Crawlers. And I drew another ring. And I think I'm just going to go main phase, exile the Warren Soul Trader, make a ton of spawns. Oh my gosh, I don't know why. I still, for some reason, I'm thinking I can make all these spawns. What is wrong with me? That's always what happens when I start the stream late. We'll just devour the Warren instead. Are they not illegal? Well, just like every set that comes out, there's a commander set, and then there's a normal set. So not every single card is legal. Magic Online will tell you what's legal. I did the YouTube video on it. For some reason, my brain is thinking like I could make the spawns, but I know I can't draw. Well, obviously, that's not the case. Mine, Power Plant, Labyrinth. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm gonna lead on Power Plant. I start to, if I have this like thing I do, and like a lot of Tron players do this too, where if I have 2 copies of a Tron land in my opening hand and one of the other, I play the one I have only one of first. And this is because there's like this heuristic, or like most people think you'll play the one that you have multiple copies of first. But I like to play the one I have one of first to like subvert that, to make people think, you know, that I have it the opposite way. And I want to lead on a Tron land instead of the Ugin's Lab here, because if I draw my 3rd Tron piece, I'll be happy I did it this way. And I want to wait on the Kozilek's command, because I want them to maybe play an Amped Raptor this turn and hit a 3-drop that they won't be able to play because I exiled their Guide of Souls. Right, so yeah, I'm going to exile the Guide of Souls here, going to scry 1 draw card. I can target myself now. Hard to say no to 4-drop I can play next turn. They hit a Flage, and just like we drew it up, they cannot cast it. So that's good news for me. Hopefully the good draws keep coming as well. Not exactly with that one. Kind of the worst draw in the deck. The only other like non-helpful land. Definitely taking this Galvanic Discharge. Pass him back. Yeah, Boris is very popular. It's very good too. Very good. A lot of good ways to build it. To keep a card on top. Plays an Ocelot Pride. A lot of good draws for me. And some bad ones. That one's not the worst. Obviously, I don't have the ability to do anything right now, but I can put this breaker back into my hand on their instep, and then gain 6 life. Yeah, people do love their mid-range decks. Notably, this card, Hexproof from each color. That was the card they kept on top in this spot. Come back to me, Breaker of Creation. Gain 5. 8/4 hexproof from each color, Annihilator 2. Seems like all your testing with Dingo was kind of correct. Do you think people are forgetting about archetypes you didn't test? We're very deep into MH3 season. I think the week of paper proxy testing me and Dingo did is pretty inconsequential at this point. What's the avatar of this account? This is Two-Headed Giant and or something like that. And I don't know why I can't get the Jade Avenger on this account, but it has not been letting me. Okay, so I'm going to assume I can just bring in the Caverns here. We've been sideboarding in this matchup a lot today. Been doing something a little different each time. I want to keep the Yggdrasils in, but maybe this is a matchup to move away from them. Let's keep them in because we're testing the card. Yeah, I guess we've been on the play. The other two times we've gone down the caverns. We get kind of weird with it and like move away from the temples, which makes the Thought-Knot Seers worse. And then on the draw, I guess on the draw do something like this? No, I don't know. This doesn't look that good. Do something like this. Yeah. And then on the play, maybe we want to like lean into Chalice or something. Do you see you just going the red-green Eldrazi Breach deck? Yeah, I think it could definitely go in there. I don't know if it's like a mandatory include in that spot, but I wanted to kind of start with something a little bit more unique, and I was kind of excited about Breaker of Creation in the shell, which wasn't a card I had been able to play with yet, and I didn't even realize Breaker of Creation was like just extra good in this deck, because or like I didn't realize that I thought this was just non-land colorless permanents. I didn't realize it was lands too, because I haven't played any limited of the set, I suppose. So I'm now even like more excited about that. But I do think, yeah, you can just play you can play Yggdrasil in the Through the Breach version, try it out, see how it goes. What I'm rambling and trying to say. Interesting. I think I'm gonna take an Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, seems okay. And then we may have the same situation as game one, where my opponent amped Raptors, I exile the Guide of Souls, and they miss on a 3-drop. Yeah, I didn't realize Breaker was just crazy good like this. Good chance that it should be in more decks. Okay, Scry X, exile creature. I mean, the bottom of that, I think. Might be mapping for another one, I guess. Oh, we're going to be playing the One Ring on turn 2. And I think I should keep the All's Dust in my hand as Blood Moon Insurance. But turn 1, Kozilek's command, exile your creature, draw a card. Turn 2, Blood Moon, after my opponent misses their second land, is pretty good for me. Have I upgraded my tier list? No, instead of upgrading my tier list, I've been spending every waking moment building decks and streaming. So have not also been messing with the tier lists. Okay, we got Damping Sphered. Second Damping Sphere, Amped Raptor, which is bad with the Damping Sphere, Unstable Amulet. Feels like I should just take this at Johnny. What's making Breaker so good for you, Aspiring Spike? Gains a ton of life, which is nice in your One Ring deck. It is basically hexproof. They top deck Static Prison, which is kind of obnoxious. Although if they're taking that, then maybe we can... I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, the hexproof is pretty nice, and it has Annihilator, which is nice. It's good to put into play off Yggdrasil. It stabilizes pretty hard because it has hexproof and gains a lot of life. Need I go on? So far, every time we've tried to Yggdrasil, our opponent has been able to stop us. Let me see what we exile here. So we can put a Thought-Knot Seer into play next turn. I think I'm okay to block, let them flip the Ajani. I'm okay if they double block the Ajani next turn, probably. Next turn, I can sack my map for a land, and then I can put the Thought-Knot Seer. Oh, sorry, I could just send both at the Ajani, obviously, and kill the Ajani. Okay, and then I can also All's Dust next turn. So let me crack the map while I have this extra mana. Get Urza's Mine. Put Thought-Knot Seer into play. And it has haste, and it does not get sacrificed in a turn, so I can kill... Or I guess I'm not killing it. Sorry, they can Chump Chop to save the Ajani, but that would be okay. The Raptor is really only good for them if they draw land, and they're going to have some bricks off of it, so I guess I'm going to take the Amulet. Yeah, 4 mana for a Thought-Knot Seer. Incredible rate. If we did Ulamog or Breaker, would have been pretty crazy. Alright, works for the 7 months. Thank you, welcome back. But I do like that this card just kind of sits in play and continues to find Eldrazi to throw at your opponent. So they do find a land, so their Amped Raptor will be able to cast the spell if they don't hit a 3-drop. They find Galvanic Discharge, which is good for me. Like this, it doesn't do. Oh, sorry, no, it's bad for me. This can kill a Thought-Knot Seer. Never mind. This all does should stabilize pretty hard. Well, I guess I mean I don't kill the Damping Sphere. I get my ring back. I'm gonna activate the Yggdrasil end of turn. Okay, well, that was conceded. Okay, so turn 1, Mind Stone, and then turn 2. So I could put back the Eldrazi Temple and be able to get Tron a bit easier. I think that's just probably better to keep the Temple. I think it's better to put back Tower because you want to be able to search for Tower, right? Can this deck beat Nadu? We have in the sideboard Null Elemental Blasts and All is Dust. Game 1, you can Thought-Knot Seer them and Yggdrasil them, but I think beating Nadu to some extent isn't that important because that shit is not going to be legal for much longer. And it's also not that popular in the leagues of Magic Online. Goodbye, Kozilek's command. Hopefully get Inquisition bugged. Wait, they didn't bobble first? Will Nadu or Shiko get the axe? I mean, I don't know what Wizards is going to do, but I think to me, it's kind of clear they should just ban Nadu instead of the shitty uncommon equipment. But it's a philosophy thing to some extent, you know. People kind of disagree on what to do in these situations a lot. I'm gonna wait. I think I'm probably gonna sack a Mind Stone end of turn, but I want to not do that into another possible discard spell. Why is it not even more popular in leagues? Well, for one, it's like pretty miserable to click through. Like, and so like Nadu is worse on Magic Online because some of the loops you can do in paper with like Sylvan Safekeeper and Endurance are just not really possible on Magic Online. And Nadu is also worse in leagues because if your opponents just make you click through the combo, you have to do that twice in a match, and you can just you can time out kind of easier. But you know, it's not that no one plays Nadu in the leagues; they're just again not particularly popular. Do you think Nadu itself is going to get banned? I would expect that they would ban Nadu itself. Yeah. But obviously, I don't work for Wizards, so yeah, I don't work for Wizards, and I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm gonna Kozilek's command here, I think, instead of Thought-Knot Seer. Once Nadu's gone, what are my top 3 decks in the format? I think it's kind of like an easy Boros, Necro, and Eldrazi. Although I do think people are sleeping on the mono green Eldrazi still. Jeskai will be very popular. I think I kind of disagree because I think one of the main reasons to play Jeskai is in theory it has an okay Nadu matchup. At the Pro Tour that wasn't the case, so I don't know, but I think if you're like a good Jeskai player, you're beating the average Nadu player a lot, especially on Magic Online. Okay, I kind of hate all of these cards. Could take a second Thought-Knot Seer. I'm gonna bottom all of them though. Which green Eldrazi? The list you can find my list in the Mox field. We actually top 8'd the last Modern Challenge we played with the list. And again, that list is in the Mox field. I'm gonna play Breaker of Creation this turn, I think, after I get another Eldrazi Temple. I like Devour here. I mean, Devour would be like, I mean, exile the Amped Raptor. Just like you could take it, but I just want to do this. Except we have so many better draws. Like this Kozilek's command that we found was just like so much better than anything else. Do you think you should be playing some number of Breaker of Creation, Green Eldrazi? I don't know, maybe. I don't know if I necessarily like it more than World Breaker or Devour in that deck, and I don't really feel like that deck particularly wants more top end, but maybe. So bring in these. I think I want to be less in on the Tron plan against Jund Saga, presumably Jund Saga, because of the whole Beseiju situation. Although the Trinispheres are not bad. All of this are not bad. I think I just want to play like 2 All Dusts. Just because it seems like it does good Boros and Necro matchup, and 4 Consigned Memories board into Eldrazi. So a lot of people say Jeskai has a good Boros matchup. I kind of don't know that that's the case. I think that Wrath Disguise is good against Boros, and if you are able to go like Energy Generator into Wrath Disguise X=2 on like turn 3, then you're gonna win those games a lot. But if you just like don't do that, and I don't know that you do that in more than half of your games, you're pretty screwed, and you can still lose anyways. And it kind of depends on what their build is like, and they can Blood Moon you off double white. So now some of the newer lists they're playing Blood Moon. Ranger Captain can get you maybe. So I don't know. At the very least, I don't think Jeskai is like that good against Boros. It's, I would imagine, somewhat close. I kind of don't hate keeping this on the draw against Jund Saga because their deck is just so slow, but I think we just have so many better 6s like this one that can play their 1 ring on turn 2. So let's, I think, yet again abandon the Tron plan. Yeah, I don't think Jeskai is a good Necro matchup either. That is also true. I think it's very even matchup in my experience, very skill intensive. So yeah, I think that is probably in line with my impression too. If I drew a land here, it could be a bit more interesting to try to just, play the Mind Stone in turn 1, but let's exile that Ragavan and scry draw. Could maybe make a spawn. I'm gonna scry draw though. Could find Ugin's Lab maybe. Be pretty lucky. Where do you keep dodging my question, bro? Need best 3 decks in the format of gone, please. I literally answered your question earlier, but now I'm bummed you did. I did, I guess, because you're being a little pushy. I did answer your question. Okay, take the ring, not too surprising. Demon Frog. I like the deck. Guess that's it. I like the deck. It's okay, Z. No worries, no worries. But again, to reiterate, again, my top 3 decks would be an Eldrazi variant, or both the Eldrazi, the green Eldrazi, colorless Eldrazi, kind of lumping them into one category, which is maybe wrong. But that deck, Mono Black Necro and Boros are the top 3. And I think it's kind of just maybe apparent that those would be the top 3 going in. We'll see about Boros, or see about Ruby Storm, like how it. I think people like don't want to play it right now because it did so poorly at the Pro Tour, but it will be a good choice sometimes. It hit another removal spell. They hit a Haywire Might, but they tapped in a way that they can't activate it. Did Nadu push Flare of Cultivation decks out? I don't know. Like Flare of Cultivation is like you can put Flare of Cultivation in Yogg, and some people are doing well with that, and then you can play Flare of Cultivation kind of like the shell I've been playing, and I think that's kind of viable too. I'm gonna sack a Minds. Well, yeah, I just don't love the idea of having to play this Yggdrasil into the Haywire Might, but it's kind of where we're at, I guess. There's an argument for Mardu. Nightmare fits pretty well with Johnny. Maybe, I don't know. I think that the Mardu decks are mostly worse than Boros at the time of making this comment. Z with the gift of sub, thank you so much. Have we even done Yggdrasil yet? We have. We threw a Thought-Knot Seer at an opponent, and then we had an opponent concede to a Yggdrasil, which was kind of unfortunate. We're about to throw an Ulamog at them. They did not think of the content. And thank you for the gift of subs. Again, no personal, just a bit of banter. But I do think like the Flare of Cultivation deck that we'd been playing, I think it looks pretty solid, and I'm kind of excited to see like what that deck looks like post Nadu ban. Opinion of Nethergoyf, Amtraptor, Jund. I think that these kind of decks that we're playing against now, I would definitely play Nethergoyf. I would definitely play Amtraptor in these decks, and I think that they are kind of interesting. And I've played a few decks like them, but I don't think I've played like actual Jund Saga yet. Pretty tough. I was hoping to draw the ring here. Did not draw the ring. Good chance we're going to game 3 with this one. Spent a lot of time in the sun. Yeah, me and Esther were in California over the weekend. We're on the beach, and being from Texas, I was really excited to be in 80-degree weather in the summer. And I even like felt cold at the beach, and I felt so good. And I didn't feel my skin cooking like I can feel my skin cooking in Texas. And I put a little bit of sunscreen on, and it was not enough. And I really thought I was gonna be good. I thought I was gonna be good, but I forgot about my streamer complexion, I suppose. I went to the Santa Monica beach. It was really nice. It was a lot of fun. Hung out with Dingo for a little bit too. Dingo and Krista. Just a fun, relaxing weekend. Need a little bit of vacation after the Image 3 sprint. And I kind of hurt my leg too, and I'm pretty sunburned, so I don't know that I necessarily got I don't know if I necessarily got that that relaxation I was looking for. Ooh, my opponent gets to play with Yggdrasil now. Have they again run Nadu already, or just speculating? Just speculating, but some of like the most tame speculation I feel like I've ever done. I don't know if I can really recall a more clear ban, or a more clearly needed ban, than this banning of Nadu. Yeah, I think on the play, maybe it makes sense to be in on the maps. Maybe you want to be on Chalice against the Haywire Might deck. I'm not sure. They put a lot of ones. Chalice on turn 1 does seem kind of good against them, but they can maybe get Haywire Might. Let's play 2 Chalice, 2 Expedition map. 3-1. 4-0. Let's do 4-0. Without Nadu, you think Modern is pretty exciting? Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, this is kind of the experience of the stream right now, is people don't really play Nadu in leagues, and so we are just not, we don't play against the deck very often, and I think games are interesting and good, and like, I woke up pretty excited today, because there's a bunch of stuff from the Assassin's Creed deck I'm excited to try, and yeah, I'm having a good time. So Nadu is worse than Hogak, or like worse for Modern than Hogak, because not only is it like as powerful, or arguably more powerful than Hogak, but it's also like, it makes gameplay in tournaments as bad and clunky and miserable as Card Clan Ironworks or Second Sunrise. It's like both a tournament logistic nightmare, awful for gameplay, and also like too powerful. Yeah, win rate better than Hogak, play pattern worse than KCI. It is just like the most obvious. This card is going to get banned I've maybe ever seen at this point. Like I was initially skeptical going into preview season because I didn't understand that Springheart Nantuko makes the deck so deterministic while having card quality be really high, and I was skeptical going into the Pro Tour because, quite frankly, Magic Online players are easier to beat than Pro Tour players, and I just, hadn't been losing to Nadu as much as I felt like, and Nadu wasn't doing that well, like Magic Online tournaments. It didn't do that well in the Energy series, but at this point, I feel pretty confident that it is got to go. Oh, sorry, I should have definitely played Lab and exiled my Ulamog and been able to Kozilek's command X=1. Although waiting a turn is probably not going to be so bad. I love decks the ring too. Yeah. So this kind of always happens when a card clearly needs to get banned in Modern, like Nadu. People always go, yes, and they should also ban the card I hate. And fair enough, but you can do your lobbying for the ring or grief or whatever. Um, you can do your lobbying, but I feel like banning the ring at this moment in time would be kind of silly, but only kind of silly, you know. Okay, let's Thought-Knot Seer our opponent here. Yeah, you can go ahead and lobby. Yeah, the Rin and 6 picking up the Beseiju is kind of annoying, but I just have a 4/4 and play to attack it. Yeah, yeah, good thing I misclicked on the lab, huh? What about Nadu compared to Trickery and Cascade rule changes? So, yeah, I've been thinking, like, is it possible to do a clever rule change to keep Nadu in the format? And you know, I don't think that that's necessarily something that is impossible, but I haven't really been able to, like, figure out a way to, like, template the rules to make it where it triggers only twice a turn, you know? And I don't think that power level irradiating Nadu is a good move either, so... Yeah, I'm mostly just not that into like these ideas, I guess. So I'm a little bit short of exiling the channeler. Oh no, sorry, I have exactly enough to exile the channeler and then play Yggdrasil. And they could Beseiju the Yggdrasil, but then they're not Besiegeing my Labyrinth, and I think that that would be okay with me. And opponent's hand is Beseiju Mystery card. Yeah, anyone who talks about restricting ring, it is not going to happen. They are not going to restrict the ring. They should not restrict the ring. And deep down, you know it's not going to happen, and they shouldn't. You know deep down that it's just kind of like what are we talking about? I think. Okay, well-timed Inquisition. Where are we Besejuing? Oh. Okay, I did. Thankful for the second force of the sideboard. They got one card in their hand. Let's see what we get. Kozilek? Wait, Kozilek's command? What's the big idea? Okay, so nothing this turn. I'm going to attack. Not scared of Ragavan. Do you see any unbans in the near future? I would be surprised if they unbanned anything super soon, but there are several cards that are currently on the ban list that I feel would be really safe unbans, but no, I don't exactly expect a bunch of unbans anytime soon. All right, we're looking for a creature. We're hit 3 lands. Yeah, I feel like the two safest bans would be like Omazawa's Jite and Splinter Twin, followed by like Punishing Fire would be pretty safe. Bridge from Below would be an awesome unban at the moment, probably. I was kind of scared about it with like Lamplight Phoenix, but I think that would even just be cool. Alright. Panda. With a deck type. Please, my son, he's very sick. Man, so nostalgic for pandas. Esper Shadow deck techs. So I think Flare of Malice looks awful in your deck. I think Flare of Malice is really good if you're like have Grief Scam elements, if you have Stitcher Supplier, if you have Bloodghast, and I don't think it is a playable card just because like you have 4 Bowmasters in your deck and you have Chthonian Nightmare. It seems like quite unplayable. No, don't. We're trying to. I'm sure we're gonna exile a creature now. Yeah, we would have been able to Ulamog our opponent, Annihilator 10. I could have screenshotted it, become famous on Twitter. And look what you've taken from your opponent. Took everything from me. The good news is I have Tron and my opponent's at 1 life, and they have to chump block. And we're going to be 3-0. I'm going to build a new deck with the Exile Bird. Yeah, I want to. I want to play like a Collector's Cage style deck that's just more like White Weenie-y. That makes sense. Okay, we're 3-0. Let's get a trophy prediction going. But would you? I would rather have lost and thrown an Ulamog at my opponent, or than win and not get to do it. very much not into it. Kind of a close hand. And I think most close hands that have Devourer of Destiny are probably just pretty keepable. Not sure about this one. So yeah, I don't know. Just I feel like I want to play Grief really badly in this deck list, and I really don't want to play this card. I really don't want to play this card. I really want to play a 4 Fatal Push. Main deck Toxic Deluge could be kind of fun. So I guess I can put the ring on top of my library, and then I can get an Ugin's Lab. Main deck just down? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've like scrapped these 10 cards, the Prisons, the Flares, the Tunes, play like 2 Inquisition, 4 Fatal Push, and then consider including a Grief Scam package, because it is, you know, good in these like mid-range black strategies, and it's good with Chthonian Nightmare. You can play like 3 Nightmare, 3 Not Dead After All. Not sure exactly like what your 75 looks like at that point, but that's the direction I would recommend going. Another one of these. Let's get rid of the Devourer, which is pretty bad in the Colorless mirror. Hoping to not get Karned. I guess maybe keeping this because I can like at least cast it and pressure Karn. That could have been worth doing. Printing of Sinew, Flage, Felio, Johnny, a competitive deck that utilizes Boros Shell by playing Flying Right Tree, Lord of the Rings, Mary, Draws, Legends attacking. I mean, the problem is it's like just going to likely be a good amount worse than okay, Karn good against Yggdrasil. Encoding that again. Worse than just like the existing Boros deck. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm just bringing in the lands and cutting the Trinispheres. Like just all of these cards kind of have no text. So we have another turn 3 ring. We have 2 pieces of Tron. Not a super mulliganable hand, I guess. I think your Jeskai Wizards deck is the bestest control deck without rings. I kind of prefer Izzet Wizards to Jeskai Wizards, but you can play Jeskai Wizards too. A lot of people like that deck. Not a bad draw. Seems kind of hard to say no to that one. And then I feel that I should probably be able to... Oh my gosh, I played the second tower. I cannot believe that. Sorry, chat. Sorry, believers. Replay the ring. Why not bring in Null Ultimate Blast for their multicolor threats? Okay, we're playing against a completely colorless deck. Well, I don't know what deck you think we're playing against, but it has no targets. Why play Tower of Mine? It was a misclick. Sorry about that. And they don't have Karn this time, which is good news. I thought I said it when I did it too, that it was a mistake. Stonebrain, huh? Don't know what they're going to name with that. I guess they're just going to name Power Plant. Yeah, I think I'm just going to, get a Power Plant and kind of cycle it here. It's kind of weird. Could have got another Lab, but I have another Temple in my hand. Could a 4 Phyrexian Tower ever justify Grave Pact? The problem is too many decks of Modern just like don't care about playing creatures for you to like. And Grave Pact is also a very slow 4 mana card that doesn't impact the board, but it is a fun idea. So we're going to wait to tap Yggdrasil until after this happens. So obviously really hoping to Ulamog my opponent here. They sack the map, a Breaker of Creation wouldn't be too bad. Otherwise, just sack these two. Oh. No faith that Yggdrasil is playable, it seems. And they're getting punished. GG. Please sacrifice your entire board. And remember, we are not sacrificing this Ulamog end of turn. It is just in play. Just in play. Okay, game 3 on the draw. I found funny thing is making tokens of Ocelot and Fable with Fable and Mirror Breaker. It goes kind of nuts. That does sound pretty cool. I was thinking about something, maybe there was another way I was thinking about copying Ocelot Pride, but I don't think it was Fable. But I do agree that seems like something interesting to be doing. Don't think I'm mulliganing again. I'm not sure what I'm putting back. I think maybe the ring. Tenno, LGS, Colorless, Emrakul deck, some soul changes. Awesome, yeah. I do need to play more of that deck too. We only played like one league and looked pretty good. But I think maybe the Tron builds are better. Oh, it was Nantuko. It was Nantuko that I wanted to use that to copy Ocelot Pride. Okay, chose right on what to put back. But yeah, it's like Nantuko makes a token copy also, and I thought that was kind of fun. You got Tron? You got Tron. You got Karn. And they get a coding. Not really any way to get out from underneath this. This is kind of what Tron mirrors are like, I guess. So no trophy. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Oh, I forgot to update the record. Okay, so we're going to bottom the forest. And then too bad we are, I guess, I mean, it's not too bad we're on the play. But it would be nice to be able to like, find a Mind Stone for the turn 2 ring, maybe. Alright, take Urza's Tower. Why this version over red-green with Beach and Yggdrasil? Tron lands is why. That version seems like it's also playable. We'll figure it out. All right, let's do this so we can Kozilek command into ring and then have Tron online the following turn. Tron lands. Silvergill Adept, huh? Get a counter. All right. Nice playing with you, maybe. We'll see. I guess, you know, they can actually just have the Merfolk here. That makes everything an island. Could lose to that one. Yeah, I might lose to that one. So we need Mind Stones to make colorless mana. Yggdrasil can maybe get the job done. Let's play a Trinisphere this turn. I think Doomway queued into Naughty twice that league. Didn't look great. The idea of deck work. Cool. All right, so Boon. So I lose 2 down to 13. We can't get pitch spelled here, which is good. I think I'll take one less card. I'll tell this now to play around Tidebinder, but I will have to discard a card here, but I don't think that that's going to be such a problem. My Scion makes Colorless. And this costs 2 Colorless, so I need a Mind Stone still. Yeah, maybe I'll try Yggdrasil through the Breach tomorrow. It'd be kind of interesting where you can like maybe like discard Ulamog with Fable, then exile it with your Yggdrasil. Any plans for Nantuko free starter lookout build? I mean, I've been once Nadu is banned, I do want to play Springheart Nantuko and like figure out this card post Nadu what it's like. Guess we're just dead. Yeah, dead to a lord. Okay, so on the play for next game, let's bring in these Allah's Dusts. And go down to maps because the Tron stuff matters less against the Harbingers. Is Titan not just the obvious Nantuko deck? I don't know. I kind of don't think you want to play that many Nantukos in Titan. I think it's like a nice one of Summoners pack target. I don't think it's like looks really that good beyond that, but Titan's also just kind of get multiple things. I want to explore some more interesting applications of the card. Is Waste better than Forest? So the idea is that Forest is tutorable off of Beseiju, while Waste is not. Nantuko Creativity could be good. Wait, you want a Creativity into Nantuko? Right, well, don't have any lands in this hand. We have a turn 2 Yggdrasil, though, which is pretty sick. I want to keep all these cards, though. Guess we'll put back the second one of these. Might want to turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer. Abandon the Tron stuff to support Malevolent Rumble. Yeah, it could be maybe good to... I guess it's not necessarily a good Shifting Woodlands plan. But I like Shifting Woodlands a lot. It'd be fun to try to make that work. Okay, I guess we're gonna bottom the Seer. Could keep it on top, but this can beat a Harbinger of the Tides potentially. What's my takes on Vexing Bauble? I find myself preferring Disruptive Flute in that sideboard slot. I don't know. Both are good sideboard cards with like pretty different applications. Like, one of them is an Urza Saga target is a pretty big deal. But I do think you could play Yggdrasil alongside mid-level at Rumble 6. Okay, draws a card. Like, against Living In, it's so nice that it shuts off, like, all of their pitch cards. Like, just matters so much. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this again. They have 2 cards in their hand. Bottom the Labyrinth and keep the mine. They're different. I haven't felt I had space with Vexing. Are you like playing like a lot of different decks, or are you just playing like a deck? Like I don't even know like exactly how much you're like wanting to compare them. I understand they're both like good against Living End. But it's like some decks are just like not that interested having like 2 mana cyber cards against Living End. Okay. So I won't have the most time with this Yggdrasil. And I bricked on creatures. deck, but Westminster Ranges are in play. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like Vexing Bubble is even kind of awkward for you with Amtraptor. But that's kind of what it's like. It's like, you know, people just usually just play one deck, and then you're like, oh, I don't know about this one specific card, but there's just so many variations out there. So if they don't play another creature this turn, I do get another tap. Do you lose the game where you played the second tower instead of Mining Land? No, we won that game. I think. It was game 2, right? Pretty sure we won that one. But lost the match. Vial gets tapped. We're out of here. Okay. 3-2 this league. Yggdrasil seems not very good, I think. Kind of excited to see maybe if it's good in the Through the Breach deck. Had some moments for sure. Had some moments. I think I want to play this one next. I have 2 different Dimir decks with the best.